Hi, this is Carlos. Today we're going to be making a paper frog. All you need is a sheet of paper. So we'll start by actually making the square piece of paper that you're going to need. To do that, you just fold the short side onto the long side of the paper, as such. Make sure it's fairly even, so it comes out as perfectly square as possible. I know not everybody has square paper at home, but it's a simple way of getting one. Alright, so you're going to end up with a paper that kind of looks like this. Now the next step is to grab this corner of the triangle and bring it onto the other side. Alright, so you're going to just fold it. You could always use a ruler or any other flat surface kind of to even out the fold, so it's nice and flat. If it's kind of hard to just do it with your fingers, so it'll end up looking like this. Now the next part is to actually crease it along where this line is at. This is going to be the point where you're going to end up cutting the paper. So try to make as pointy as possible for the corners. It'll end up looking like this. You're going to run your nail onto the paper. You're going to pinch it, and then you're going to run your finger or your nails along the edge. So this kind of helps to cut it into a fairly straight line. You can just run it through. You'll have a weird line, but don't worry about it. It won't pop out. It won't pop out on your piece of paper. So just it's gonna end up looking like this. All right. So you're gonna turn it onto the other side and do the same thing. Usually I'll pass my nail like 5 times on a piece of paper. It just makes it so it's easier to rip. You can always use scissors if you have any, and you can always skip this part. But if you don't need them. So this part, you have your crease right here. What you're gonna end up doing is making a small rip along that line. Then you can set it down. Let me put it where you can see it, and you're just gonna pull. Usually it's better if the rip is towards you, and you can slowly just spread it, and it should rip fairly easily. In my case, I ended up having it didn't rip evenly, so you could always do it on the other side as well. So just spread it. Don't worry if it's a little off. You could always just take off the excess, and there we have it. It's a little rip, but it'll still work. All right. So now we're gonna unfold it. You already have 2 of the folds that you need to make the X. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up folding it like a taco or a hot dog, or I guess it's a square piece of paper hamburger. Your pick. But it's gonna end up looking like this. At this point, you unfold it again, and you're gonna get the other line. See how this fold got you this crease right here? You're gonna make the crease this way, and just make sure it's even again, and it'll end up looking like this. All right. So you unfold it again. Now you have this kind of star-looking pattern on your piece of paper. What I like to do at this point is actually make sure that when to fold it again along the X. So when it pops up, or when you unfold it, it kind of looks like a pyramid. You can kind of see it. It just makes it easier to make this next fold. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up grabbing the edges or the two corners. It's easier if you grab it from your side, but just so you can see it, I'll do it on the other side. You're gonna grab two edges, and you're gonna run your fingers along the fold right here of the X. And what happens is it's gonna make this triangle, but on both sides. So you do this, and you're gonna end up with this triangle right here. Very simple. The next part is actually to make the legs of the frog. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold this edge right here onto the middle where you have the crease this crease right here. Let me see if it comes out. That right there. So just fold it towards the middle. You're gonna make it so it's sticking out from the bottom or the long edge of your triangle. So it'll be kind of like this. So just make sure it's on the on your center line and crease it. You can always, like I said, if it's kind of hard to, if you have construction paper or something that's a little thicker, you might need a ruler or scissors or something to run it along the edge so it's nice and flat. And you're gonna do the same to the other side. So just fold it onto the center. It's a little easier because you already have the other piece there. And it should look like this. All right. So what we're gonna do is you have this portion right here that you're gonna fold onto this part right here. All right. Just make sure it's always easier to just have it against the table. Just fold it down, crease it, and it'll look like this, like that. You're gonna do the same thing to the other side, and it'll end up looking like this. So we're just folding this part like that. All right. So now we're gonna do the bottom portion of the frog. So to do that, you're gonna fold this. You're also gonna fold this part to the center line. You're gonna meet the center line. So if you can't see it, just fold it again. Make sure you can see it. But you're gonna bring the bottom edge to the center. So this corner goes up to this corner. This right here to here. So just bring it up. Make sure it's straight on your center line, in the center. Depending on how square your paper comes out, it should be somewhat perfect on the corner right here, but don't worry about it if it's not. It'll still work. You'll still get a frog, it'll look nice. And repeat for the other side as well. So you're gonna bring this up here. And when you're done, it should look like this. All right, so at this point, your frog, you can kind of see where the frog is. This is the top portion of your frog, which you did first, and then bottom. All right, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna bring this right here to the center. So you're gonna fold it like this right here. All right, make sure you can see it like that. So just fold it, make sure to crease it fairly well, make it flat, and it'll look like this. And then you'll repeat the same thing on this side. So this portion right here goes to the center. So and just make sure to crease it, and it'll look like this. So at this point, we're gonna actually make the shape of the frog that's gonna allow it to jump. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring it back So you're gonna bring this back here. So usually I like to kind of make it slightly go past the bottom portion of your legs right here, and then just fold it. And then what you're gonna end up, it's gonna end up looking like this. So this is this side, and this side looks like this. All right, so you're gonna set it down right now. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up bringing your face forward. So it was like this. This is gonna go like that. So it will look like that. Just make sure it's even. And it should look like, make sure to crease it as much as possible so it stays. It'll look like that. Top view, bottom portion of your frog. At this point, it can jump. You can press it, and it. Wait, let me double fold it again. So actually, you should actually make it so when you fold it, it goes towards the top. I'm sorry, it didn't work. So do that, and then it should, when you fold it forwards, it should actually, you shouldn't be able to see the bottom portion of this. So when you flick it, or when you grab it, and it jumps. So at this point it works. You can always bring the bottom. You'll have these small like legs, or you can make it look like you can make it look like a mouth, or you could bring it down to where you have these edges right here, and it'll look kind of like the front legs of your frog. So this one came out a little off, but if it was, when you fold it right, it should look like the front legs. But the cool part is it bounces, it jumps, and that's it. That's your frog.